let's talk about the ifification of the ifification. So I was on the street the other day and I saw this celebrity and she low-key gave me a weird look because I was staring at her and filming her and getting all up in her face, and I just jumped to the ground and started licking the pavement in front of her. And honestly, I think that's kind of fascist if you really think about it. Low-key, if your man just looks at another human being or a thing that can be perceived in the universe, low-key cheating on you.
Air Bud was secretly a film about class consciousness.
Oh my god, y'all have no media literacy, and I mean none. It's a problem. Skylar White was always the main villain.
If you're the kind of person that low-key pees and poos, that's kind of embarrassing. I feel
nobody's talking about this thing that everybody is normal talking
so
about.
Normalized discourse. Yeah.
There's been discourse. I know this video is a little hypocritical. I know it's kind of meta. I know that I'm talking about the concept of talking too much while talking too much, but I'm really serious because I got a handheld microphone. But I digress. I'm going to segue into this video with some eye-opening hook followed by sponsorship from Squarespace. I'm kidding. They didn't sponsor me. That isn't a diss. Please don't sue me. But seriously, guys, have we talked ourselves to death? Obviously, people interact with the internet in different ways. For example, when I open social media, I want to see edits of my favorite superheroes and TV shows, or my personal favorite right now, really cool Red Dead Redemption edits. However, often through my endless pursuit of finding edits to which I exclaim, oh my god, that's so tough, I stumble across people's think pieces, and sometimes they are really good and well thought out. This may result in me reposting or sending them to my friends. Other times, I literally want to chop my head off. And I'm not the kind of person who discourages analysis and conversation. I'm a firm believer that yeah, the curtains were blue for a reason. However, what I do have a problem with is making blatant accusations with no room for conversation. And sometimes, hearing people's opinions feels like I'm being accused of a crime I didn't commit, handcuffed, brought to court, and sentenced to death, all under the 15-second mark. It's no secret that our online nature reflects a severe loss in the art of conversation. From my perspective, I've observed an increase in accusatory and arrogant behaviors. Do we talk too much? Do we overanalyze? Is this an actual issue, or do I just need to put down my phone? The answer to the question I've been ruminating over for years, just why can't some people just shut up? But the answer was in front of me all along. Hello?
Hey, I just wanted to call you, check in. I want to let you know, I've been thinking, I don't know if you should do that YouTube video you were talking about.
Well, why?
It's a little bit hypocritical. You make your whole thesis. You have this audacity stuff with camera, lighting, microphone. You tell people what you think and...
Oh, shut up! Oh, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. We feel entitled to our voice. And I mean, of course we are. Everybody has a right to free speech. And I don't have a problem with free speech, guys. My problem is now we have reached a day and age of the internet where everybody expects everything to be catered to them. And the minute their small bubble of reality gets bursted, it calls for a whole 10-minute dissertation on how everyone else is the problem except themselves. And I have experienced this too. When I hear something I don't want to hear online, I often click uninterested. However, this clearly cut, perfectly tailored algorithm just creates echo chambers of our own beliefs. What I'm talking about here is media bubbles, or called filter bubble. A filter bubble is a state of intellectual isolation that arises when personalized searches, recommendation systems, and algorithmic curation selectively presents information to each user. The search results are based on information about the user, such as their location, past click behavior, and search history. In a more broad sense, they are personalized online environments where algorithms curate content, such as news, social posts, that aligns with the user's past behavior, reinforcing existing beliefs and isolating them from diverse viewpoints.
Well, hold on. Let me introduce you to our KMIR6 Chief Engineer, Tim Boleyn, who's going to tell us what exactly we're going to be doing in the next 30 seconds.
In the next 30 seconds, we're going to be shutting down the KMIR analog transmitters, both the audio part, the oral portion, and the video part, which is the visual portion.
All right, can we do it?
We can do it whenever you wish.
All right, here we go. Countdown.
Countdown.
3, 2, 1.
During the good old age of cable and network television, people weren't given options on what their form of entertainment was. You just had to watch what was on TV. Now with the internet, we have so many options, which leads me to my next point. Choice paralysis. Choice paralysis or analysis paralysis is when you're unable to make a conclusive decision because you're overwhelmed by too many options. Now here's the solution that modern social media platforms offer to its consumers. The consumer does not find the content themselves. The content finds you. There's no hassle of figuring out where you want to dedicate your time when you're scrolling and you're getting things fed to you that only confirm everything you've already known. When you fall into a media bubble, you start to notice that people talk the same, they use the same diction. It almost feels like it creates a sense of community for the people in that bubble. They're slipping away further from people outside and reality as a whole. And I know this is going to sound cliche, but we genuinely need to listen to each other more. And no, I'm not saying that in a we can't afford to be neutral on a moving train kind of way. What I am saying is an issue that is bleeding into real life. We need to be more okay with asking uncomfortable questions. Even if you think that person who wrote that random comment about some random thing you really love, and it makes your toes curl because of how angry it makes you, yes, that person, you need to just take a second to at least understand their point of view just a little bit, and then you can call them a stupid moron. Disagreeing is still very much on the table, so what is the solution? Can I tell people they aren't allowed to speak about how rude they think Chapel Roan is, or how Sabrina Carpenter single-handedly destroyed the feminist movement and all civil rights with just one album cover, and how both of those conversations are completely unproductive to create a better society? Unfortunately, no. But we have to find better ways to communicate and articulate our thoughts better. But why is this a struggle? Let me introduce you to the online disinhibition effect. The online disinhibition effect refers to the lack of restraint one feels when communicating online in comparison to communicating in person. People tend to feel safer saying things online that they would not say in real life because they have the ability to remain completely anonymous and invisible on particular websites. Other factors such as asynchronous communication and empathy deficit or individual personality and cultural factors also contribute to online disinhibition.
At what point do I bring my finger down?
Thank you, Wikipedia. Now, there are two types of online disinhibition, benign and toxic. Benign cases are often when people get some benefit from being unrestrained online. An example of this is self-disclosure. This is when people could share personal feelings or disclose themselves in a way that they are reluctant to exhibit in real life. For instance, young people feel relieved when revealing untold secrets or personally embarrassing details in online chats. Or, in its most modern instances, really detailed embarrassing stories on TikTok or Am I the Assholes on Reddit. Sometimes the backlash can be intense, but otherwise mostly harmless in the grand scheme of things. On the other hand, you have the toxic version of this, toxic disinhibition, which represents an increased tendency towards online flaming and inappropriate behaviors. These often contain hostile language, swearing, and even threats. This norm describes the negative side effects of the loss of inhibition on cyberspace. The antisocial behaviors caused by toxic disinhibition not only occur on multiple online platforms like social media, blogs, forums, and comment sections, but also exist in diverse forms, which include cyberbullying, social loafing, and more. A study looked at the association between seeing online hate and creating online hate on teenagers and found a positive correlation between the two. The study concludes, quote, "This is a big one. Increases in being bystanders of online hate and toxic online disinhibition were positively associated with being an online hate perpetrator, while controlling for a participant's age, sex, migration background, socioeconomic status, and experience of online hate victimization." Also note that online disinhibition can also have positive outcomes. People who are shy and feel they cannot talk about certain things in their real lives, or may have no vocal outlet, can benefit from online disinhibition without causing harm to others. All this makes me wonder, who is the culprit here? Is it us? Are we just mean and barbaric? Do we have to take responsibility for controlling our behavior? Or does the internet have to account for the increase in hateful rhetoric? The enemy is not each other. It's confirmation bias. Even in small circles and communities that would most likely agree with each other in person, seem to still disagree with each other online. When we've had an idea, a preconceived notion, an opinion, or a belief, and we see it manifested virtually and articulated perfectly by someone online, yeah, I feel like the next next Albert Einstein. But the reality is, I'm not being intellectually challenged at all. So, no, I don't think we talk too much. I just don't think we listen enough. Crew picture, guys? Oh,
I'm gonna take your host away. We're leaving now.
bye. Hey, are you gonna get up?